All right, so we made things happen. Y'all, overall, just hell of an effort. DB, congratulations. CC triple double. AB double double. Let's see if we're near a double double now.
4 quarters under 20, holding the team under. Steph said it, we were relentless, we played through possessions, but that physicality and that relentlessness, possession after possession, wears on a team. Yeah. And then that was the entire game. They were feeling us every cut. We were talking, we were communicating, we were flying around, deflections.
One more thing. KK, first WMVP! Yeah, here we go. Together, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
All right, guys, welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. Man, and this is late night Saturday vibe going into your Sunday stroll. Ooh, I like how I did that. So now let's relax, decompress, and recap. This is my recap of yesterday's game between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever, which was an annihilation. I mean, the Indiana Fever showed up at home 17 strong and put the beats down on them. They put a nuclear bombing on the Chicago Sky. I want to take a moment and just appreciate what this season is starting to become for the Indiana Fever. We have talked about it all season. We have talked about it through training camp. And we have seen. Now, a lot of you had concerns in preseason about this offense. And a lot of us say it's just preseason. Now you really get to see what this offense looks like on full display. From read to react and to a motion offense. There was very movement of the ball. The ball was moving. It didn't stick. You know, in the beginning of the game, the flow wasn't there and they had to figure it out. And they did figure it out. They figured it out by the time the second quarter came. The game was still a little bit going back and forth here and there. But by the time halftime was approaching, the Indiana Fever already had figured it out and they started putting the pieces together. And granted, AB had a rough start, but Caitlyn Clark talked to her, calmed her down. She got back into it and she started to dominate. Natasha Howard, her first game back as an Indiana Fever, she took it. This is what this offense is going to be about. Sometimes it's going to be a point where they're going to struggle. They're going to do things, but they're going to figure it out. 93 points, 35-point blowout is the most by a team in WNBA history in a season opener. That's history number one. Caitlyn Clark broke the tie between her and Sabrina Ionescu for the most triple doubles. Nobody else in the WNBA has that. Caitlyn has 3 right now. Caitlyn could be on a record-breaking year of triple doubles. Now, we already know that Alyssa Thomas has the record of 15, 18. But I don't even expect for Caitlyn Clark to break that. But I do expect for her to have a lot more triple doubles this season. I do believe she will have probably 4 to 5. She got 1 now, so she needs 4 more to go. Then you had DeWanda Bonner, who tied Tina Thompson, and then broke the tie to move into third all time on the all time WNBA scoring list. So only two people ahead of her, Tina Charles and Diana Taurasi. Now, Diana Taurasi has 10,000 points. Dewana has 7,000. Now, I don't know how long Dewana will play that long to get that. I don't think she will play that long to get that. She's in what, her 17th season? She'll probably need 3 more seasons, and she will have to average a certain amount of points per game to get that. You think about it. Let me do the math real quick. Just saying that she averaged what it would be like if she averaged 12 times 44. Oh, excuse me, 12. Oh man, 12 times what, 44. That would give her roughly about 500 some points. It's not that important, but it just lets you know what the fever is about. Also, before the game even started, the Indiana Fever was lined up at the door 6 hours ahead of time to get in the gate. We have seen nothing like a team like this with Caitlyn Clark. We've seen it in Iowa, but the WNBA has never seen it. And this is why I was talking about before that Kathy Ingeberg, she talked about last year, and they thought this was going to go away. This is not going away. It's going to be a year in, a year out thing. Because the Indiana Fever, to me, I really feel this team is going to win it all. I When you start out a season like this, when you start out the first game of the season and you annihilate your opponent and you set records, you breaking records in the same time, making history, caution. I have warned y'all. I have said it before that the Indiana Fever is going to be on a historical record-breaking year. This is only game one, guys. This is game one. And they already set the tone to the league that they are here. Teams going to have to play them because if they don't, they're going to get run out the gym. They're going to run out the arena. We already see how bad the Aces look. We already see how the Storm look. The Phoenix Mercury looks so, but I'm not worried about them. We already just handled the Chicago Sky. We got the Atlanta Dream coming up next, 2 games back to back. Then we already played the Mystics in preseason. But again, we did not have the full arsenal of the offense. We was playing at half speed. You see what it was at full speed today. If the Indiana Fever defense continues to show up and show out the way they did today, it's going to be a long season for every team because it's going to be hard to get buckets. And when you get buckets, guess what it is? The time of possession, the shot clock is going to be down. You're going to either have to force a shot up or you're going to get a shot clock violation. Now, to my favorite rookie, KK Tip. She came in, gave 4 points. She really, really, really did her thing when she came in the game. I want to show you this picture of her real quick. She's going to get playing time. This KK. She has that serious look. The Sky opponent looks confused, like, she looked like she couldn't believe it. KK is going to get stronger. Let me tell you, and I'm going to tell you this. If KK gets in the gym and tone up a little bit, or she puts some muscle on, guess what's going to happen, guys? She's going to be a force down there. So it's good to see that she got some playing time. Hats off to Sydney Colson too. I want to give Sydney Colson a shout out because we was on her case because of what preseason looked like. That's the difference between regular season and preseason. It doesn't look the same. It doesn't smell the same. Doesn't taste the same. It doesn't. When you put on clothes, it doesn't fit the same. The Indiana Fever is like a new wardrobe. They just came out. You feel comfortable. Now you're ready to go. So Sydney Colson did her job. She was, like I told you, she's going to be on the floor at times when Caitlyn Clark is on the floor. She's going to be on the floor at times because the fact of the matter is, when Caitlyn's could get, she still could get that rest in the game while Sydney Colson in there by playing off ball some, and we saw that, and it was effective. There were so many different matchups in the game, and you got to think about this. Sophie Cunningham didn't even play. Now, will Sophie Cunningham play Tuesday? I don't know. Most likely, she probably will. Hopefully, they might hold her out. I feel the Indian, I feel like the Indiana Fever could beat the Atlanta Dream both games without Sophie Cunningham and have her ready for Saturday's game against the the New York Liberty. But I said this before, and the Atlanta Dream did bad against a Washington Mystics team that really don't have all their pieces either, because they have some people hurt. I think Aaliyah Everest and Shakira Richardson it's injured with them. But nevertheless, it's not gonna matter if you can't keep the pace, run with the Indiana Fever. Guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get left behind, and you've seen it with the Chicago Sky. They couldn't keep up. Cardoza too slow. Angel give out of gas. We live by letting Angel bring the ball up and taking that three. And I know, I'm sure her fans be like, "Oh, she hits the three. We in here." We can live and die by her shooting that kind of shot because it's what it is. But like I told you, if they gonna allow her to bring the ball up, guess what happened? DB took it from her and went coast to coast for an easy two. The Chicago Sky looked at other sorts because they didn't know how to defend the Indiana Fever. See, they thinking about last year how to press Caitlyn Clark. You can't press her this time around. It's going to hurt you in so many different ways, because if you try to press her and she gets loose, she's going to hit a shot or she's going to find passes. I'm telling you, one of the most beautiful passes Caitlyn Clark did was when she went up and under and bounced a pass straight down to Lexi Hall for an easy two. She makes these passes. She had one that she bounced down for Natasha Howard and she missed the bunny underneath. You see how easy it was for Caitlyn to get that triple double without even have to work hard for it? It all came naturally. It came through the fluid for the flow of the game. How the game was. She was easy to put up there. The defense didn't have an answer. She either score or she dishes. And guess what? She's the best rebounding guard in the WNBA right now. You seen what she was averaging last year, over six rebounds a game. Then she had 4 blocks this game and a steal. Everybody had debut had great stat line, but this the best stat line there was. You got 20 points, 10 boards, 10 dimes, 4 blocks, 1 steal. You don't debut, there's no other debut like that when you have a stat sheet that's filled across the board. That's making a statement. That's setting the tone for the rest of the year for the league, and say, hey, we can't play around with this team because this team is coming to annihilate us. Because 93 points in the game already for the season, the highest score, and they hold their opponent to the lowest score, 59. That's defense and offense. When they both work hand in hand, you have a beautiful marriage. I can say this. I we have seen sports in this all. We have seen sports. And I'll tell you, I keep comparing this team to the Bulls in the 90s and the Golden State Warriors of the 2000s. And they have some San Antonio Spurs ish to them too. This team is a juggernaut, and they just starting to be cohesive, and they starting to gel. And if they gel early on in the season, like I said, they schedule fits them so perfectly because the fact of the matter is they have the cupcake games, and this is where you build chemistry, and then you take care of business. You don't play around with teams. They didn't play around with Chicago Sky today. They did not play around with them. You know why? Because they went in there. The Chicago Sky came to their home, and they took care of business, and they did what they needed to do. They got them off the court. You held them. You hear what Breonna January said. You held them to under 20 points a quarter. Under 20 points a quarter. If you hold an opponents that and you scoring almost 100 points a game, who's going to stop you? Who's going to stop you? And then think about this now. By the time June rolls around, they get to add to their roster. You can see somebody come back like a Bree Hall, or you can see. Matter of fact, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised by mid-January, by mid-January or July that the Indiana Fever bring in DJ Kelly. If they bring Kelly in and give her opportunity to play, and she comes off the bench and she's able to play in that system, and you add another firepower weapon off the bench that could score, that's a matchup nightmare right there. And then you put her on the floor with Caitlyn, Caitlyn, Aaliyah, all of them, Kelsey. I'm telling you, they this team that, and then because she's a bucket, she can score. So you got somebody on the floor that could easily put pressure on another team. And what be a sweet revenge? You pick her up after the Aces cut her and give her opportunity to play in the league. Mark my words. Don't be surprised if she get up by the Indiana Fever, and the Indiana Fever got their eye on her. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you, don't be surprised if Kelly ends up in Indiana, and she could carve out a role on that bench. Because you guess what? Then you have another person that could run and score, and easy get a bucket. So I'm telling you, mark my words. But this is a good tone setter for the Indiana Fever. They set the tone. They came out punching, and they punched them hard in their face, and it made the Chicago Sky frustrated. They couldn't recover from it because the fact of the matter is they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to expect. But before I end this video, I want to go ahead and give DB her shout out because she deserved it. She's been in the league a long time, and she's one of the greats. And I want y'all to listen to what she had to say about her special day.
I kind of got a little bit emotional, to be at this moment in front of a sold out crowd, in front of all this attention, and to have that moment is just pretty special to me because I don't want to say I deserve that, but I'm trying to be as humble as I can, but being around that long, I kind of feel like I deserve that moment, and for it to happen right then and there in this time period in my career, it was just, I don't know, I'm just so grateful.
And you could tell how they all embraced her. Even Alyssa Thomas, she played for Phoenix, and after her game, she commented on it, and she was like, "I wish I was there with her." The Indiana people want to make Indiana a bad team and say they're racist, but they're not. Once you walk through them doors, you're part of family. Regardless, you might be an opponent of us now, but when you come into that door to be part of this team, to play for this team, you family. They're gonna show and love you the same way, and that's why everybody thought that the one wasn't gonna come there. She took a chance to come there, And look what she look what she doing. And I can show she's telling AT, she probably said, hey man, it's not what we thought it was. These fans love this place. And she probably said, hey, I wish you would the opportunity to come here at some time to play here. I'm telling you, that's what it is. But anyway, guys, that's my time. That's my energy. Stay true, because I have another hot drop video for y'all later today. Until the next episode, you know what it is. And if you don't know, now you know.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire. It's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it. So official, like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying.